Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning in tonight to the No Lag Zone. All the fun's going to get started here in a moment, and as most of you know by watching my channel, yes, I'm pre-recording this neat stuff in the alternate filming room. I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking time out of your day to bring your love, your laughter, your energy into what hopefully will be a really, really good show. Don't worry, we're going to get everything started here in about... I wanted to be better with that, but I'm not, so you know this channel. Alrighty, guys, it's Tuesday, and I swear to God, I am going to get that new intro video filmed. I really, truly am. I really hate the shaky fingers on the end, but still. All right, we have some very, very interesting guests on the show tonight. The invite went out to the whole big leadership group. Most of them could attend. Those of you who can't, you want to join in late, you guys got the link. Come on in. We're going to do the usual little roll call, and we're going to get into the fun. Vato, I see you out there, my brother. Metal Guy, what's up, man? Nikki, how are you? And Bill Rivers, dude, I told you, I warned you last week I had something planned for you in that video, didn't I, Bill? But still, all right, guys, we have, and God, I hope I'm going to say this right, the Bearded Americans Beard Club leadership on the show tonight. Now, Cody, damn it, down there, he's no stranger to the show. He's been on before. We've got two other guys that I don't think I've ever really interacted with, so this is going to be a great treat for me. So I'm going to do it first. I'm going to shut the fuck up, and I want you guys to introduce yourself.
Go ahead, Cody.
All right. Well, as you guys know, if you've watched Chris's lives before, my name is Cody. I'm one of the founders of Bearded Americans Beard Club with my buddy Christian. He was sadly not able to make it tonight. I do beard product reviews. I post a lot of selfies. I like to show off my beard. Yep. Gotta get that, what's that stoic look, right? But that's me, guys. In coach football. I work. I have a job. I have tattoos. That's about it.
Nice. All right, who's next, guys?
Well, I'm Brian, Bearded Girl Dad. I'm sorry, Sean.
Go for it.
I'm Bearded Girl Dad on the IG. I claim myself as the original 5 because I came with Cody. I was some of the first Cody and Christian asked to come in, and I've stuck along, and I really enjoy what we got going on. As my name says, I got 2 baby girls that are in my life, and my wife, and just a normal old everyday American dream here.
Nice. All right, man.
Sean, Bearded Skulls on IG. Mechanic, airplane mechanic, living in San Diego, veteran. I joined up with Bearded Americans a couple months after they got going. And in addition to my own Instagram stuff that I do, I also run the club page. Occasionally, when I get around to it, I dabble in product reviews if I remember to film anything. That's pretty much it.
Nice. And we see some other people joining. I caught one comment I do want to highlight, guys, so forgive me here real quick. Bill, I didn't know. I'm sorry for your loss, brother. But those Twizzlers in that knife video, I warned you it was coming. So I did that one for you, man. We got Beer Talk with Kyle and Joe in here. Cousins. Now, Aaron Rodgers, I swear to God, look, I'm not holding anybody in the senior citizen home hostage. I get my own Wi-Fi, all right? Oh, hey, look at this. We all know this.
What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Perfect timing,
What's
dude.
good?
We're on the introduce yourself part, and it's your turn. So go ahead, man.
Hi, I'm Josh Halverson. I'm from Eastern Washington, or Half Baked and Bearded on the Instagrams. And yeah, I'm 36. I'm at a baseball game right now, so it's windy outside, so I'm hiding in my wife's car, Sea Breezy style. Yeah, I've got 2 kids. What?
Go ahead. No, go ahead, dude. Go.
No, I was gonna say I got 2 kids. I got a 2-year-old and a 9-year-old, and yeah, keeps me pretty fucking busy. But
I was gonna say I want everyone to note we have history tonight. His answer was less than a half an hour. I love you, Josh, but you know. We've got Joshua Ricks in the house. Sober Chef Eric's here, and Beard of the North. What's up, brother? All right. Anybody else I missed? Nope. Okay. Yeah. So Skulls, you mentioned you served. What branch?
Navy.
Oh God. Whatever. Alrighty, guys. So let's break it down Barney style. What made you create this club? What made everyone really want to get involved with it?
So on the creation side of it, me and Christian were a part of another beard club before starting this one up, and it was just the club wasn't necessarily what we were looking for. And after working our way up through that club and becoming part of their leadership team, we just kind of decided that we were ready to try something different, to do what we want to do and start our own thing. And we made a logo and then started an Instagram page like maybe 2 days after leaving that other club. And we just kicked it off, man. We just made it happen. Next thing you know, people like Brian and Josh and Sean were all coming over.
And I was there too.
Yep, Josh came at the very beginning. Yep. So Josh, Brian, Corey, and a couple other members, one of them being named Craig, were all part of our original beard club that me and Christian were in. And we brought them with us after we left and started up Bearded Americans.
Okay. So where'd the name come from? I mean, I know everyone probably asked you that, but where'd you draw that inspiration, you know?
So we originally were going to go with, what was it? I think it was like zombie beards or orc beard, something like that. And we were trying to be a little creative with our nerdy side, you know? And all of a sudden, Christian hit me up one day, and he was just like, what about Bearded Americans? And then I was like, oh, you mean like make America bearded again? And we just instantly stuck with it.
Nice.
Yep.
And Aaron Rodgers, we don't tolerate hate speech like that on this channel. Okay, put yourself in check. That's all I'm saying. All right, so I want to take this way back. In the very beginning, when you guys got going, I know your club took a hell of a black eye, just because of let's just say. You know what I'm talking about when you guys got beat up in the beginning with some live feeds and everybody lashing out against you.
Yeah, so that was probably about 5 months into us being up and running. Because we actually started back in the end of October, early November, so about 4 to 5 months. So, yeah, you know, the club took a really big hit, and I'm only talking on this personally real quick, and then everybody else can chime in. Because like for me, that was probably the most hurtful part, right? For me, because of my actions that I did on my own live stream, then brought my club down as well. So like seeing my club getting bashed and seeing people going back and forth and trying to get people to understand inside the club too, like, hey, I know your feelings, like I know you're trying to defend the club and defend me and all that stuff, but please don't. Just like keep it to yourself. We're not trying to stir up anything more. We don't need to bring more attention to ourselves than what's already out there because of my actions. And so that was something that it was hard. You know, we had about we were almost up to 50 members at that point, I believe, or 40, something like that. We were making really good headway. And because of that, we did lose a good bit of people, and we're kind of rebuilding. But in my personal opinion, not that I'm proud of that moment or anything like that, but from a club standpoint, I think it kind of helped us because we are rebuilding with a different kind of style of bringing people in. And I think we're getting some really good quality guys. Not that the guys that were there weren't quality guys, because they were. It's just we have a much better process now for bringing people into the club as well.
Well, like Brian and I were talking in the green room, it was addition for you guys by subtraction.
Yeah.
And I noticed that a little bit after that. I don't want to say you guys went underground, but it's like I really didn't hear anything about you guys. And then it's like every so often I'm seeing you like in people's titles and everything to BABC. I'm like, okay, so he's still out there. They're still moving. They're still going. And I thought that was cool. But I know you guys got some comments on that last question, so bring them.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead, Sean. Go.
All right. I think we just took a step back and kind of looked at what we were doing and where we really wanted to go. And
we'll get there.
One of the things that we really wanted to start doing with the club was fundraising for people in need, kind of that next step. And we realized that if we were going to project ourselves that way, we weren't going to be able to do that. So it kind of gave us a better idea of how to present who we wanted to be as far as a charity side of things, to be able to more graciously accept that.
Good points. Very good points. Josh, I see you. I know you've got something in there, bro.
Oh, I thought, Brian, I was just waiting my turn.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, well, and I mean, if you're, especially after, there's a stir like that, if you lay low for a little bit, people fucking forget. And they don't, I mean, if they don't forget, it's just not on the front of their mind. And a lot of times, I mean, if I feel like if we would have kept grinding, it would have just kept on kind of, on the front of everybody's mind. And so just kind of like, just regrouping. And I mean, we still stayed strong as a club, and the people that we did lose, it made, the people that did stay, and it kind of just really kind of got everybody a good feel for the people that we still had, and kind of, somewhat happy for some of the guys that did kind of step away, because it's like, well, if this is gonna be kind of your deciding factor, then it's probably best you jump ship now.
Yeah.
And God forbid something bad ever fucking happen. So, I mean, I don't know. And I mean, and like I was saying, I mean, we were still, our club chats and everything. I mean, all of that. I mean, just because, it wasn't, people weren't seeing us posting stuff a lot. I mean, we were still, we're online now, but we were on like WhatsApp and stuff. And I mean, it wasn't, uncommon for, if I didn't check it half the day, to look in there and be, 150 fucking messages, from guys. We were just really just trying to figure out how to like kind of come back better and kind of not run into these fucking issues again.
I get that. All right, we got one left, and then we're going to get to that little question.
I was just going to hit on their point. Is it really, truly, if we, I guess, tell people sometimes you got to punt the ball and huddle up again. And that's what I felt like we did. We went backwards and we went in the dark, but it pulled us stronger together. Kind of like Sean, it made us focus on why we chose to make the club, why the creators chose to make the club. And when Cody and Christian came to us and was like, why do you want to do this club? We went to what we were truly about.
Right.
Us as brotherhoods, us the fundraiser, and supporting the people and the community and the people around us that need the support. And at the end of the day, it helped us. Like Josh said, it got the ones that weren't about what we were about out of here. We have love for them, but maybe they weren't in it for why we wanted it.
No, I get that. And I see Chris Rayner, you joined. Walt, how you doing, brother? All right. I really want to hear your guys' opinion on that question by Sober Chef Eric. What do you see is the philosophy of your club?
I say we're brotherhood first. Outside of what everybody sees on Instagram and everything, we are talking every day. Guys have opened up when they've had some family issues or just something on their mind. And we've been there for each other in whatever capacity that was kind of needed at that moment. So it's that, as well as just trying to be a voice to help others that may need it. So it's kind of what it really is brotherhood and fellowship to do something good with our platform.
Well, before any of you guys answer, I want to give one of the members a very special shout out, for lack of a better phrase. Beard of the North really helped me this weekend when he didn't have to. He was on me all weekend. Hey, you doing okay? Hey, let's talk, via Instagram messages and Instagram chats. And he really helped me get some stuff in perspective where I've been going through. And I'm sitting and thinking to myself, here's a member of your club. I'm not a member, but if he's about this, then to me, you guys have seriously that 180. Now, remember, I only knew about you guys from the beginning, and then I'm running into you more now, so I'm liking a lot of what you're seeing, and that's a huge reason why I wanted you guys here. But I know you guys have some more on that philosophy, so I want to hear what you got.
Like Sean was saying, it's more than – we talked about this beforehand. It's more than a post, and we wake up. I wake up before anybody, and Josh is going to bed, and I'm waking up to go to work. But he's saying, "Hey, you have a good night," and I'm saying, "Hey, wake up! It's time to get it." But it's nice to have the brotherhood where, if someone's not there for a week, we notice. Like if someone goes in the dark, we're like, "Hey, are you good? Or is your family good?" Or like Sean was saying, we've had someone come with some serious issues and be like, "Hey, brothers, I need your help." But people don't see that just by a club post.
Yeah.
The brotherhood is way stronger than anybody outside the club will ever see, but that's what it's about.
Well, I think that's cool is that you guys are really taking care of each other, It's something that I remember from my military days where everyone bonds together, and you're there for each other. You hear a lot of people talk about it, but one little bit of drama happens that everyone seems to scatter. But it seems like you guys are really pulling together and making sure everybody's okay.
Yeah, and so when me and Christian started this club, the club that we were in before, it was pretty much everybody just saying good morning to each other, and that was it. And there wasn't any real like relationships being built, or, in my opinion, a lot of true brotherhood going on. And so that was what me and Christian wanted to create. We wanted to create a club that was about building bonds, building a brotherhood, and then also being able to do more community service work to give back to our communities, because we all come from different parts of life. We all live all over the United States, and there's ways we can help each other's communities. And, and then there's things outside of just our personal community that we can do. Like we're working on a couple of different things right now where we've been helping out Matt Bell, in the beard community.
Yeah.
We helped out Kayla Buggs and her family with some cancer and raising funds for all that stuff. And then we're hoping to get going on some veteran stuff here on our next fundraiser.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Yeah. So it's definitely was 100% all about brotherhood from the beginning. And from the outside looking in, that's not always going to be portrayed or be seen unless you're in it and living it, right? And, that little bit of drama, people can say what they want to say or think what they want to think about us. And it, it sucks for what it was, but at the end of the day, one screw up doesn't describe your entire story, right?
We were talking about that in the green room, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm. And there were several people that still reached out after all that stuff, and there were some people that were bashing the club, and some guys from the club that were still retaliating at first, and all that had to go through, But like everybody said, a lot of us really geared up, and we rebuilt everything. I took a big step back for about a month or so, where I didn't post anything for the club, but I was, still interacting with the guys and just regrouping with everybody. And I think we really did a lot of good things as far as a club for us personally, to build our brotherhood even stronger,
Well, if you feel comfortable talking about it, and if you don't, I understand. You were talking about the backlash and the drama people were still doing. How did you get that under control? Because, we're all supposed to be our own person.
Yeah.
But
so
you're right there, Josh?
Yeah. We bought a bunch of plane tickets.
Nice.
We went and solved that shit.
Yeah. So basically what I did was, when I had originally blocked a lot of people, right? Just like, so I would stop hearing about stuff, because I was getting messages and I was just tired of hearing about it. But then I'd go over to the club chat, and there'd be guys still talking about it here or there. And there'd be people talking, saying, oh, well, and then I'd find out that somebody said this or whatever. So at first I reached out to the guys that I knew that were saying stuff back one-on-one. Be like, hey, man, I really appreciate you standing up for the club, standing up for yourself, standing up for me and everybody else. But, let's just kind of keep silent about it. If we keep responding back to other people's comments about stuff, it's just going to make it worse for us long term. The best thing we can do is just sit back, take it on the chin right now. We need to regroup and then go forward from there.
Very well said. Seriously, very well said. See, now for some reason I can believe Josh showing up on someone's front door with a baseball bat, but that's you know.
Now, if Josh did that,
I
I
was
had
trying.
no idea.
I was gonna say it's kind of hard to miss that glowing fire beard coming at you a mile away, you know.
Like it wasn't me, I swear.
But we have this 8-foot long ginger hair.
Right.
Chef, brother. All right.
Going on.
What's up, James?
So I know what the whole world's basically topsy-turvy right now and everything's changing. And I love the fact that states are opening up. How has that COVID crap really impacted you guys with your club in doing things like trying to move forward, recruit members? You know, has COVID really touched you guys in certain ways, or?
I don't
Let's
really
mess with some
think so.
meetups, that's for sure. Well, I mean, there was a couple of times where you guys were supposed to meet up. A couple of you guys, and then I think that
Oh,
was
yeah,
when
that's true.
Corey got COVID.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Corey did get it.
And then, but we've had a few guys meet up though. I know, like over there.
Me and Cody
Them
met
guys.
up. Yeah.
The opposite way.
Yeah,
Yes,
me and
I've-
Brian only live like 30 minutes away from each other at most.
Yeah, I've been doing this for a year, bro, and I still keep pointing the wrong way. So I've just given up. There. You know, I'm like they're over there somewhere.
Where
Okay.
is that?
I think for me, it allowed me to actually get to know the club a little bit, being in California where things were a little bit more closed off, and it
Yeah.
would be go to work, go home. There wasn't a whole lot in between. And so, you know, being the fact that COVID and all that was going on, that allowed me to really get to know people and get one-on-one with that.
So here's a great question for you guys. Anthony's asking, how can I deal with the beard haters?
Well, I guess it would depend on who it is.
Yeah, I don't never.
You don't need that sort of negativity in your life.
Fortunately, I rarely get any. My girlfriend loves it, and I feel like most places I go, I'm getting compliments on it at this point.
Yeah, that's
remember-
how I've been too.
Now, I remember the last time I tried shaving anything, my daughter yelled at me. Flat out yelled at me. I'm like, all right, I'm backing away.
Give me my razor back.
Just
Oh man, Nikki has straight up told me that if I shave my beard, I'm going back in the friend zone. So
Because you look 13.
right?
yeah, I mean that's so sad. That's so right. It's like you've got your big beard, you look all manly and great, you shave and you're a 2-year-old.
Yep.
You know?
Like a man child.
Oh,
The beards are so common around here, though, that people typically don't even like look twice.
Yep.
I mean, especially like in the Northwest. I mean, we're surrounded by logging communities and
Very
farming, and
Yeah.
so, and if it's not that, then it's like the college hipsters, and so, I mean, it's you can't like go to the store without like seeing a dozen fucking decent beards now.
very good point.
I
Very,
will
very good.
say, there was a one time the beard helped the football team that I coach actually get back into the league that we're in now.
You better have a grease with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still an empty threat. But we were having this meeting, and I guess the team that I coach had been in and out of this league for the past however many years. And so one of the guys finally he was like, well, look, like I'm game for potentially letting you guys join the league again, but you know, what's going to be the difference in you know, you guys now and what you used to be, and leaving and coming back and all that other stuff, and that you're here to stay. And so then at that point, I finally jumped in and got to have my 2 cents of, you know, petitioning for us to join this league again. And this guy was just like, all right. So then the rest of the meeting goes by, and they're starting to do the vote to see who can come back in, and if they're going to let the new people in and all that stuff. And this guy straight up goes, can I see the coach from Chattahoochee back on the screen? I need to see his beard. And so as soon as I pull out, I was like, oh, you mean this one? and they're just like, "Oh my gosh, it's glorious! All right, yep, they are in. They are in. We gotta play. We have to play against that beard this year."
He had to do the dramatic pause too, right in the middle of the Zoom call. You know, this?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And see, this is what I like, is just talking to you guys. It feels like I've known you a very long time. And if this is what your club's about, I think more people should see this, you know? And I'm not saying if is in a bad way. It's just, you hear about, how can I put it? You hear about certain things like clubs and, oh, well, they're exclusive and they have their rules. They have this. If you don't do what they want, they're throwing you out. I mean, you've heard things like, what is it? The Bearded Rebellion, the Bearded Alliance, the Bearded Villains. I know there's more, but those are the three that come to mind. I guess I got to ask, what sets you apart from them?
I think for us, it's just purely our brotherhood. Like, we actually care about each other, you know, and the fact that we're not all local, right? So, like, it's not local chapters yet or anything like that. We are nationwide. And so it's hard for guys to meet up. And the fact that we have people so committed to each other and invested in wanting to know more about each other and be there for them, I think really separates us.
Nice. And see, Eric, I was just seeing King Leon. He was wearing a Misfit shirt because he's Navy, but it's okay, you know.
No, let's see. What was I going to say? I think for us, for me personally, just we're pretty loose on our rules. Like, the respect that we've given each other has made it to where we really haven't had to be like, oh, we're enforcing this or we're about that. So as far as like the club goes, I think the rules kind of speak for themselves. They're just like how you would treat somebody with respect, you know, understanding that people are going to come from different walks of life. And then beyond that, it's like really the only thing that we asked was to just kind of keep the name out there and show your support. And that was more out of pride and just, you know, embracing the brotherhood.
I get it. I get what you're saying. And I like this. Nationwide doesn't mean the southern corner of the U.S. There's like three of us in other parts.
Right.
Okay, what am I missing? Oh, nice. I'm just glad I don't have to listen to Beard of the North. I'm not kinking his beard from the mask. Nice. Hey, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. I hate that crap. Oh. That's why, like, when Washington State opened everything up, they're like, if you're vaccinated, now you don't have to wear a mask. I was like, all right, well, give me the shot.
I identify as vaccinated.
There you go. But it was also like the day I got my vaccination, because I got it through the VA. The doc was like, now go home and hydrate a lot. I'm like, that's going to be a problem. And he's like, why? I'm like, because today's the day I get to drink. Well, maybe you need to skip today. I'm like, no, I get one day a week. It's my day, doc. And he gave me this look. I'm like, all right, I'll chase the vodka with Gatorade. Does that count? And he was like, here's your lollipop. There's the door. Okay, see, he's Navy. He's an Uber driver. He gets people from one point to another who go actually do things.
I actually worked on airplane engines and spent most of my time on Air Force bases because we were.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you want to talk
Eating good food and getting his room cleaned.
Yeah, my maid service, and he didn't have to bust his own tray. He just left it on the table.
Yeah.
All right, I'm kicking him
That's nice.
He's gone.
But I still work.
Yeah,
for the Navy
I was
today,
never on I was never on a boat either, except for a tour. I went on a tour once.
Yeah.
Or a ship, I guess. A ship.
Yeah, I still work federal today. I work with the same people that I did when I served, basically, just on the federal side now.
Less rules and more money.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? A lot harder to get fired and get in trouble federally. That's all I'm saying.
No shit.
I guess Summer Chef Eric wants to know, bro, were you ever at Vance Air Force Base?
No. I did most of my stuff in Bahrain and Japan.
Oh, God, even Bahrain, the most westernized Muslim country.
Exactly.
Who do I got to bribe to get you guys to throw him out? All right, that's it. Oh, you have like the easiest military career of anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
All right, I got to switch topics because I'm boom. What would you guys say as your club is like your greatest success that people don't know about at this point?
Caleb Bug.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We started at, I think, what was it, 12 or 1,300, and
yeah, when we caught wind of it, I think it was the GoFundMe was right around 1,300, and they were just shooting for 5,000. And just between awareness, a couple of raffles, then we got up to close to 5,000, I think. And then we made the Caleb Bug Cent. And because we funded that as a club, we were able to give 100% of that money to her. So I believe now they're up around $8,000.
Yeah.
Nice. Very well done, guys. Seriously. Very well done.
Thank you.
I mean, because like you've seen some of the other auctions, so that holds up with what a lot of other people have done. And I'm sorry, keep going.
Oh, I was just going to say that the Caleb Bug Cent, I don't know if Rogue Patriot still has any left. I know he made a fresh batch at one point.
I think he might have had a couple, I think.
Yeah.
He said he had literally a couple left.
Nice.
And he made a second batch, so I think he made, did he make 50 to begin with, and then he made another 60 to begin with, and he made another 40 or something, somewhere in there.
We did 80. We started.
Oh, did we do 80 to begin with? Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, we did 80 that we sold in a month. It was a month to the day. We sold 80 bottles. And then he did an additional 40 that didn't go on live. It went directly to the family.
Yeah.
Okay.
They had friends and family that wanted to get it, so they took care of selling that one.
But the whole thing about that is we never went stalemate with it. We said 5,000, and as a club, we said we can keep doing this more. And it was the club and the community and the bearded community, but it was like, why settle at 5,000? You know, help this family, because it wasn't just about the girl; it was about the whole family. I mean, it was Caleb Bug suffering, but the whole family was suffering during this whole process.
Right, because I believe the father. I mean, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the father even something ended up happening to where, he ended up not working and then staying at home and taking care of, which granted that was when all this COVID shit and everything, that was all going on too. But it was a giant, that's a big blow, for, the man of the house to lose his job anyway. And then also to find out, that she has, a rare form of cancer.
Right.
It was, and we got in pretty close to the beginning. And we've been able to, see, thank God, like really good, she's had really good progression this whole time. And, it seems like they got a pretty decent hold on it now, but that's some shit that she's going to have to, live with forever. So I'm just glad that we were able to help them out, especially during COVID and all that stuff. And now that shit's opening back up a little bit and resources a little more available, I'm pretty sure that they'll be good, but it was nice, dude, to get right in at the ground level of that too and really help them out.
Anthony, his name is Josh, even though he identifies as Redbeard, but looks like you got a question, bro. It goes to the Redbeard.
I don't even know, man.
Amazing.
I don't even know. It's not as long as Cody's. Cody is fucking like a weed.
Dude, I honestly think this is terminal length, man. I feel like this thing hasn't grown since January.
But see, it's not fair either, because you're 4'2", and so it only takes a 12-inch beard to go to your belly button. I'm at 16 inches and not to my nipples yet.
Oh man. But I'm not even gonna make a comeback.
I'm jealous of all y'all. I just keep getting more gray. That's it,
Yeah. I got a couple whites hiding in here, but that's from kids and crap.
You're always gonna have a few oddballs in the forest, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Oh man. But I think the one thing that I was really happy about outside of just the fundraiser for Caleb Bug was that I got to know her mom and her dad fairly well. and we brought Kayla Bug in as an honorary member to the club.
Oh, nice.
And we got her a sweatshirt made and everything that's made just for her, a beanie, and so she loves wearing it. Her mom was talking about it, and she helped a lot with picking the stuff that all goes into the Kayla Bug scent. She picked out the scent profile, the bottles, everything.
I guess he was meaning, dude. How long you been growing your beard?
Who?
Me?
Josh?
You.
Oh, it's like a year and 5 months, I think, now.
Seriously,
I
year and
believe.
5 months.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Yeah. Yeah, because I started after. No, it was a year, like in January.
Oh, no,
So.
there's a good one. How strong a CBD you got in that one?
I don't know. I just squirt and guess.
Oh my god. I'm so not touching that one.
There's a reason why I'm fixed now.
Yeah, the squirt and guess method worked wonderful. Oh my god, I can't get myself in any more trouble. I don't care. So when you guys have these projects come in, is it members that bring them to you? Is it you guys getting together as the leadership and going, hey, we'd like to do this? What's a little bit of, not your whole total process, but what you feel comfortable about when you're doing a project?
It's a little bit of both. Like Kayla Bug, our member Brian, who's now our club humanitarian, who's in charge of all our charity stuff. You can find him. He's bearded.game, Brian Scott. He actually brought Kayla Bug to the club as, hey, like this is going on. What do y'all think about getting involved and trying to help? And so we did. And then we all knew a little bit about what was going on with Matt. And so we decided once Brian took over the humanitarian role, to kind of get something geared up for that and start really rolling with that.
Nice. So you do like this whole big vetting process. You check everything out, make sure it's not BS.
Mm-hmm. So with Kayla Bug, we knew it wasn't just because of coming straight from Brian, because Brian knows her family. They actually went to the same church for a good while, and he actually went up for her birthday a couple weeks ago because they moved, I think, about like an hour or two away from him. And then with Matt, I actually am really good buddies with Matt, and so me and him had been talking a lot, and I knew a lot about what was going on before it was put out to the public of everything. So
cool. All right, now switching gears real quick. We talk about mental health here a lot on my channel, and I feel it's really essential because as guys, you're always taught suppress your feelings, suppress them. You're not allowed to cry. You're not allowed to be upset. You've got to suck it up, drive on, and keep moving forward. Now, I know a bunch of that's bullshit because you're allowed to break down, you're allowed to cry, and you're allowed to recover. What is some of the things that you guys do to help stay, for lack of a better phrase, mentally strong, especially during this whole freaking pandemic, and everyone's telling you every day, if you go to Walmart, you're going to die. Oh my God, you went outside, you're going to die. Holy crap, you have a Coca-Cola, you're going to die. What do you guys do to stay strong? I already know Josh is, all right?
I don't feed into that shit.
For me, my girlfriend is just a huge rock for me. Just interacting with her and the communication that her and I have has always been really strong. I mean, that was really why we started dating. And so just kind of that daily, like, hey, here's what's going on with me, and not really feeling like I'm going to be judged for whatever I say. And so that's where I get a lot of mine.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a huge one. Yeah, that's a big one for me too. It's definitely got to be my wife. That's for sure. And having kids to chase around all fucking day keeps your mind pretty busy.
Amen. Amen to that. Oh my God. Yeah, and I like
definitely having somebody to talk to, and that's another thing too, really, where it's nice to have the club, also, because I mean, as much as anybody, they're gonna fucking give it to you straight, but if you have an issue or you just need just to fucking put something out there. You don't got to worry, like you're never worried about what somebody, or people are going to talk shit or whatever. I mean, most likely people are going to fucking DM you, and, most likely strike up a conversation with you on a personal level, versus just kind of like letting shit, slide. And that's always been, a really, through all that shit too. I mean, a lot of people were home. A lot of people were on their fucking phones a hell of a lot more. And so I definitely feel like there was a lot more of just being able to like be around other people and just like have like an active like group conversation, to where you're not just talking to the same fucking person all the time, or you're not having like a one-ended conversation. Like people were actively, like solving issues and chatting and, getting to know each other. And so, I mean, that was definitely a big thing for me. That's for sure.
Who's next? Come on, we got two of you.
I'm gonna say just having, like Josh was saying, went through the COVID and not doing your normal life. It was nice, which I live. Sorry, I'm gonna go off track, but I live my life for my daughters and my wife every day.
Nothing wrong with it.
But it's nice to get away to bitch to the club or, have somebody different to go and moan and groan to, because, I can only moan and groan to my wife and she's like, okay, I'm tired of your bullshit. But I can go and DM Josh or Cody and like, look, I'm sick of this shit. But then it's like, oh yeah, it's just something different, because you go through this last year and a half of COVID and you're shut in, it's just, you're like living in a prison, but you have, they're lovers.
We know.
See them sitting in the corner playing Yu-Gi-Oh together. But it's just like the whole club thing is what I'm talking about. It's just more, I beat the bush over and over. It's more in a post, the brotherhood, the good morning, hey, how are y'all doing, or how are you actually doing? It's different from getting it from guys that actually care than a coworker that really doesn't care. He's just asking you because he has nothing else to talk about.
God, that's such a good point.
I know we all get in them conversations with someone that you, in your head, you're like, well, this guy really doesn't care, but he's asking you because he has nothing else to say.
Yeah, but don't you also like give an answer? Then at some point your head's going, he really doesn't need to know that my gerbil just tried to commit suicide, but why am I talking about this,
Yeah, but it might be some random Joe Blow that, hey, guess what? This is what's going on, and they look at you like you're growing crazy.
For me, as I said before, not much changed for my day-to-day life through all the COVID stuff. I had to keep going to work every day, other than having to wear a mask at work, that stuff. And then the football stuff, with mask and everything there. And so I just put up a big enough bitch fight, essentially, that they let me have my way, but the club is definitely, yes, I know that I'm the side piece, all right? I understand that. And guess what? The side piece gets all the action, so it works out great.
You're sloppy, bro.
I am. So, but the club side of it, through all this COVID stuff, has been really cool, and knowing that we have this group of guys that really do care about each other, and they care about, what's going on, and like, we all make jokes with each other, right? So like, there's sometimes where someone says something, and the response may end up being like, "Oh man, shut the fuck up," or whatever, right? But everybody knows that like they're not truly being a jerk to you, and if it's a real issue, so that person may be, "Oh no, like I'm like being serious right now," and then everybody's tone changes, and everybody is there to listen and talk and go through and figure it out, whatever it is. And like like I'm super blessed to know Brian now, and Josh and Sean, and I talk with them a good little bit. There's other guys in the club I talk to as well, and Brian only living like 30 minutes from me. I mean, his wife literally works 2 miles from my house, and
that's cool.
So yeah, And so knowing that, like, without this beard club, I would have never known Brian because I take that back. Without the beard clubs and Jolly Old Fat Man, I wouldn't know Brian.
Okay, but all right, sorry, go ahead, and then I got a point for that.
Yeah, I saw him in a Jolly Old Fat Man comment saying that he lived in this general area, so I hit him up about joining the old beard club.
Sniped him.
And he was so confused, man. I didn't hear from him for like 2 days, and I hit up Christian. I was just like, "Yeah, man, I don't think Brian's gonna come around."
You got too aggressive with him.
Yeah, I was. I came in strong. I came in like a bull,
way
man.
too hot.
Yeah, way too hot. That is for sure. So.
Yeah, but like I was talking with Brian in the green room, that can be a blessing and a curse at the same time, because it's funny how one of my primary hustles is my YouTube channel. And you sit there and you're like, okay, I'm growing. People are starting to talk to me. But it's funny how when you're a smaller channel, you want people to start talking. And then when you start growing, it's like, man, I just got caught up in some BS just as a side note. And then it's like, oh, people get jealous. People get here. It's really weird how that interaction goes on. And I think it's cool that you guys, you were just saying about how you're busting each other's balls, you're breaking each other's nuts. And then it's like, dude, I got a problem. Everyone stops, laser focused right there, and is there for that problem. That is so rare nowadays,
Yep.
It reminds me a lot of the camaraderie that I had with, guys when I was in the military.
Yeah.
But a lot of that was guys when I was in, a lot of that, you're so used to everybody coming and going that a lot of that really didn't carry over, I've been out now for like 14 years almost. But there's still only maybe, a handful of guys. Granted, now with like Facebook and stuff, it's a lot easier to keep in touch with people. But if it wasn't for that, I'd probably hardly ever talk to, hardly anybody, that I ever served with. And so, it definitely is nice having like that same style of friendship and camaraderie with a group of guys. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's exactly what it seems, Just watching you guys sit and talk tonight, it's been like, wow. It's kind of like, those guys back in the military. It's exactly how I equate it to.
Pretty much, and that's the thing that people haven't really had the opportunity to see as much because of how we started and where we've learned to grow. So now and I think even going through that kind of created this space, and it was like to go through that and be like, okay, what are we really about? Who are we really as people? And that's allowed that to develop to what it's become.
Well, I've said it a bunch tonight. I feel like I'm going to say it one more time. It's a lot of credit to you guys to take that Mike Tyson punch to the jaw and reassess everything. Because that could not have been easy conversations behind the scenes, just going, oh shit, how do we get out of this? How do we move forward?
Yeah. Well, there was a point in time where I had even told Christian, the other co-founder, that, if it came down to it, I would just step away from the club altogether, if it came to that point. Because
hey, get a kiss for me. Get a kiss for me. I see that. Get one for me.
I did. I got one for you.
Thank you.
Like for me, with how much I love being a part of the club, I would feel much better knowing that, all these other guys got to keep growing and doing their thing and not being brought down with stupid bullshit because of something I did, And obviously, Christian's response was, shut the fuck up. You're not going anywhere. I need you doing this with me, And so, I said, hey, man, look, I'm not saying I want to do that, but if it ever comes to that point, just know, like, I'm more than willing to do that because this whole thing isn't about an individual. It's about all of us,
Yeah. Very, very, very well said. All right. So I got to throw this one out there. How do they find you if people want to join your club? Because like I said, unless you know who you are or you catch a random BABC in someone on Instagram, how do they find you?
hopefully word of mouth, number one, and then you know, because if it's people that don't know us, in all honesty, and I know I'm guilty of it, I'll type in like random states on Instagram and find guys with beards, and I just follow them. And
Stalker. That's stalker.
So I put the club out there like that, you know, and then I'm just like, okay, let's see if this guy would be interested in joining.
He's like, well, in your window
and
your beard.
And one of the and one of the funny things too is like people will be interested, and then like a lot of times like you'll send them the rules, which our rules aren't like all that much, and then like you won't hear back from them. And then, you know, we've had a few guys that then came back and reached out to us like a while, like down the road. You're like, oh, you know, you're talking to this person, you know, back then. I don't know. And I think that like a lot of like the bigger clubs have, you know, or the older clubs have kind of given like the clubs sort of a bad name.
Well, okay.
Just
that will happen because you're always guilty by association, no matter what. Ryan and I were talking about that in the green room where one, oh shit, will fuck up 100 attaboys. And people really don't want to reach that hand out and go, let's help you up. They want to keep holding you down for what they perceived you did. Josh, I know you've been around the community for a while and you've seen it happen on multiple occasions.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that is for sure. Well, and it's hard not to get tied up, you know, and as a club, you know, too, and as members of a club, you know, you have to remember that you're you know, I mean, it's in your fucking bio, you know, so as soon as, I mean, you're talking shit to someone and they jump on your fucking profile, like that's pretty much the first thing that they see, you know, and so, you know, being, you know, having, you know, that, you know, to also kind of, you know, keep you out of shit, because I mean, we're all representative for a club. And then when we are doing like these fundraisers and stuff, you know, you see somebody that's running their fucking mouth constantly and, you know, going back and forth with people. And then they post something about a fucking, you know, raffle or a fundraiser. Like the majority of the time, they're just going to fucking pass right over it. You know, it's like, oh, this fucking joker. You know, and I feel like we really. Oh.
Sorry, keep going, Josh. Keep going.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, and I mean, I really feel like, I mean, like that's not at all like how we're perceived. You know, like when, you know, I don't feel like at any point in time that like when we were doing all the Calebug stuff or anything, did anybody ever like perceive that we had like, you know, like wrong, like fuck, what am I trying to say? Just that we weren't going about it the right way or you know, whatever. Like, I don't feel like anything like in the past had anything to fucking do with our credibility, you know, as a club for, you know, anything that we were doing.
No, I agree. And I think Dan said it great right down there. I get it. People care about their image, especially if, God, you're anywhere on social media as a content creator, an influencer, whatever. You don't want companies looking at you and it's like, oh, look at me. I'm in strip clubs. I'm doing this. I'm doing whatever. You want to present a good image, but you've got to be true to who you are. I mean, look at my background. I literally look like I'm at a flea market. Okay. And it's my bedroom. Seriously, when I talk about the alternate film room, I'm sitting at the front of my bed looking at that wall. Or the
different angle.
Yeah, the big blue chair you see in a lot of my videos, that's my chair downstairs in my living room. It gives me the best light for those videos. I open a window, it's perfect. I shoot, I go, I move. Anything you see with a camo blanket, that's my kitchen table. Seriously.
Perfect.
And
I totally know how that goes.
And, you know, Dan's in his prison rec room, so... And that's what impressed me a lot about him. Cody, when you came on and he started talking, you're like, go check him out, go check him out. I did. I watched one of his videos. I literally said, please tell me that's not a prison rec room and you're filming this in your basement. And because he responded quick in a laughing, joking manner, it was like, that's a brother. That's someone I know I can have beers with and, hang out with.
Yeah, man, Dan's awesome. That prison room goes a long way for all of my my side duties with him. Kidding.
You swing the camera around, you can see like the swing and everything.
He lives too far away to make that happen.
Oh my God. Anthony, I've got a lot of videos on my channel about my everyday carry. I've got to start shooting those again. I haven't touched them in a while, but I need to pick that back up. Alrighty, guys. I know we usually run these things about an hour. We're coming up to that point. I want to hear from each of you. If you want to say one thing about your club to a prospective member, what do you want them to know? And of course, we lose the Navy boy when I want a real answer.
One word?
Yeah, not one word. What do you want them to know? What would you... Oh, okay, here he is.
Weird. Just...
Yeah, I want a real answer, and the Navy boy disappears quick. Notice how that works? So who wants to go first? And Joe, fuck you. Love you, brother.
I get a lot of them running the page, so I'll get people that will sometimes send messages out like, hey, how do I, get joined up with you guys? Or, what's the process? And we do have a recruiter, so usually I'll give them kind of the ground floor of like, here's what we're really about.
Yeah.
And then I'll give them over to the recruiter. But I think the main thing is just like, if you're looking for friendship and, just people to bond with, that's really what it's about. And that's first over everything else.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. And I mean, just, you can try it out. I mean, we have a vetting process, if it's something, they'll get the rules. It's really simple process, to kind of get started. And, it's not guaranteeing that you're going to be a member, but I feel like the recruits or prospects or, whatever you want to call them, I feel like they get a pretty decent idea on how the club, works before they're ever, even introduced, to everybody else as, becoming even a possible member. So.
All right, Brian. I know you said like 20 words all night. Let's expand that vocabulary a little bit.
I would say if you're looking for a true brotherhood, that's what we have. It's not just a club. It's not just he say, she said on social media. It goes beyond that, and it goes way more than you ever see unless you try it. Don't be scared just because you don't want to be part of a club, because I'm going to tell you straight up, I wasn't about this life. I put a club as a fraternity before I jumped into it. But
Club
once
life.
I got to know people and saw the bond, I love it,
Yeah, now my internet's going in and out, in and out. Yeah, living up to my...
I think we lost him.
He's gone.
Oh, no. All right, so here today on the No Lag Zone, we have Chris.
We have lags again. Yeah. Oh, my God. All right, Prez, what do you want everyone to know about your club?
My one thing would just be kind of like what everybody else has said, tell everybody we're here to build a brotherhood and build friendships, and, I lay everything out there. When I do talk to people, I tell them, look, like, this is kind of like Sean said, lay those ground rules and let them know, like, we have a contender process. So if you're not patient enough to wait a month or a little bit longer to see about actually becoming a member, this isn't going to be the club for you, because you got to be patient, because we want to check everything, make sure that we're a good fit for you and that you're a good fit for us.
That's a very good point. It's got to work both ways. It can't work just one single way.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, because you do run into the guys that just want, like, which is weird, but they just kind of want it seems like they just want the title, I mean, they'll join, they'll get through the vetting process. And this was prior to when we really I think really started really like heavily vetting people. Because that after all that shit, we had some of those people jump ship that, and I mean, nothing against them. And I mean, they're all great guys, but I mean, I think that like a couple of them were people that, everybody felt was wishy-washy and stuff to begin with anyway. And so, but now, I mean, the way that we have it, I mean, like you said, I mean, a month, I mean, dang shit, considering, I mean, this is literally, I mean, a group of guys, I mean, I'll probably know for a good while until the internet shuts down.
That's okay.
So a couple years or so, I mean, who knows?
You'll know me forever.
I'm coming to live with you.
Hey, okay. I got room on my bed.
Okay, there's a weird way to start wrapping that up, but still.
There's always room in Cody's bed.
How many honey buns and bags of ramen? That's all I'm saying, but still.
He'll give you one of each.
It's really good, your old little cup.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. All right. On that note, guys, like I said, we usually run about an hour. We've gone over that mark. I'm very grateful for the time that you guys gave me tonight. So what I usually do here is I throw out a challenge to everyone. Now I know that restrictions are loosening. People are able to get out and do things more. But just like you saw tonight, there's a bunch of brothers. They're having a good time. They're having a lot of fun. Reach out and call somebody you haven't talked to in a while. Even if it's just a quick, hey, how you doing? And listen to what they're saying. You could change their life, period. Because you never know how certain things are affecting somebody. You never know how your call might stop somebody from doing something really, really dumb. So if you can't call three, like I try to say, call 3, call 2. If you can't call 2, call 1. Call somebody, or if I know you guys have your apps, you were saying, if you need to get on Instagram and message someone, because Joshua Rick said it earlier, I have no problem saying it. He got a hold of me a little bit ago and we talked about something for 20 minutes and he was able to feel better. He was able to move forward. That's what I think we've been really lacking, ever since it was 3 weeks to flatten the curve. It's that human interaction.
16 days.
Yeah, remember that crap? As opposed to going to Walmart without a mask and someone looks at you like you're a freaking terrorist. Instead of being able to hug your brother or get around someone, we've been so distant and we've lost that human interaction. So is there anything you guys want to add to all that fun stuff? I love how I'm getting 4 blank looks.
I think it covers it.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, man.
I do throw this out for everyone. If you've got a YouTube channel, you got anything coming out? Is there anything you want to say? Hey, we got this moving forward.
Just the Matt Bell raffle still going on this week, and you can get the details on our club page, probably any one of our pages, and at Bearded Games page. So, $2 entries, and I think we got about 32 total prizes. So
yeah, dude, and there's good stuff. I mean, like last time, like I got some models and got some like beard products. I mean, it's not all just like shit that you're gonna like usually get in a beard raffle. So I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. And I know last time, for the amount of stuff, like your odds are great. So I think everybody should definitely get down because there's a lot of shit to win. And I mean, last time, there was stuff pretty much up until like the last couple of weeks. People kept kicking down, stuff, and so yeah, should be good odds.
All right, cool. So on that note, guys, check out all their pages, check out everything with them. Go follow them, because I've known Josh for a while. I've known Cody for a little bit. I've liked what I've seen. I met 2 new guys tonight. They're pretty cool, except for Navy Boy, but still. I got to pick on them. I'm Army.
Squids.
Pretty much. But, guys, we're going to wrap it up right here. I want to thank all of you for everything you brought tonight. Tomorrow is going to be my men's grooming review of the week. Not going to say who, but it's pretty good company that you may have seen on my channel a moment or two. We're going to hit that outro, guys, and we'll see you in our next video. Y'all don't go anywhere. Guys, thank you so much for the time you just gave me. I hope you enjoyed our guest tonight, if we had one, and yes, I'm pre-recording this, or that you might have enjoyed an open mic night or whatever the heck just happened. We're going to try to do these every single Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and whatever you guys are in between and around the world. Next week, we should have another amazing guest or something really cool for you to watch. Thanks so much for watching all this stuff, guys, and we'll see you in our next one.